Hello and welcome to the Third Eye Trio. I'm Mona Me. I will deliver the message today. I am actually doing a reading on Arrione Curry of Huntsville, the in regards to the show Love and Marriage Huntsville. So, what I'm finding is her current focus is on the betrayal that she thinks that she's endured in all of this. Her focus is on the betrayal, but her current energy is Knight of Wands. Now, she not only thinks that she was betrayed by Own Network and her current beaux or her her baby daddy. I'm sorry, her baby daddy, but she feels that she's been betrayed by him, and she's acknowledged this. Now, what I'm picking up, and I'm just reading the cards. I don't read people. I actually read the energy. She's acknowledging that this betrayal was by him as well, and this he may have even, and this is what the cards, now I don't know these people, but there's been some theft and trickery. Maybe he's stolen from her as well, or at the least stolen her her life, her youth, so to speak. But she feels that there's been some theft or trickery on his part. And I don't think she feels safe with him. And she shouldn't, because in his hand here, there's a knife. And she knows that he has a hidden agenda, because you see the moon there? He has a hidden agenda and she doesn't trust him. And so the Knight of Wands is a passion card, like a Playboy or whatever. And at first glance, I thought that this was a reading of her wanting to go out and soar her royal oats. But this is also an action card. So I'm thinking that what she wants to do, she's on edge, on fire, wanting to move away from this situation, because her focus once again is the betrayal, and the fact that he, in her recent past, in her recent history, that she acknowledges that he really can't be trusted, because he sold her a dream in that trickery possibility and manipulation. He manipulated her into thinking that she would have or experience a dream, a dream life. Maybe the idea of her being on the show, or maybe the idea of him uh, creating another melody. But she was confused into thinking that he was the um, creative energy behind the whole process. So she feels betrayed. Very betrayed by everything that has transpired, because what she wanted in the deal did not pan out. So, in her near future, she will come to recognize, first of all, she's going to stand alone. So, this betrayal may not be done, may not be over with. So, she's going to stand alone in this betrayal. Maybe this is probably what's going to help her, the justice card, but I'll get to that one. But she's going to stand alone and have to get her own back. She recognizes now that she's going to have to move away from the situation and get her own back, because he's not going to have it for her. I think she recognizes that he doesn't have it and he never has had it. But just like in the previous reading with his mom, she can't say that to him publicly. She has to publicly appear that she's on his side. Now, I don't think that she is of a higher intellect at all. Don't get me wrong there, but she recognizes that he will put her in a position where she would take the fall for anything. And there was a time that she was willing to do that. But now she sees how he will throw her under the bus and step over the body at this point. But what's going to help her is justice. So I don't know what or if she's actually up against some charges, but it's going to balance out for her. Now, she needs to create balance, recognize that she has an opportunity for redemption, because this is what can help her. If she recognizes and take true accountability for what she's done in the situation, and she thinks she has taken accountability, and it's not so much as apologizing, because she said that she apologized. Redemption and repentance is more about apologizing for what you've done and not repeating it. She acknowledged that she was wrong for sleeping with a married man, but she continued to sleep with the married man. She continued to insert herself in that relationship. And even though she thinks that that relationship was over before he introduced himself to her, it wasn't, because they were still married. Now, before all of that happened, she had an opportunity. She's always had an opportunity to walk away when she found out that he was married. And she claims that she spoke with his wife at the time. That was when you should have walked away, because the wife was saying, "We are still together." And so that's when you should have subtracted yourself from that situation. If you're going to say that that's your taking of accountability for that situation. Now, at the beginning of the beginning of the show, when it all came out, when the walls started crumbling, I felt like she should be extended some grace, because she was young, she was immature, not much younger than his wife. So her idea of saying, he fell in love with a young woman or young person or whatever, that's bullcrap. The truth of the matter is, he knew that she was mentally immature. She was immature, not young in age, but she was immature. Her mentality was not well developed, if I could say. So he did take advantage of her. Even if he told her that this is what it is, even if he told her on that first night that "I'm married, but I want a girlfriend," she had the right to say, "I don't want to be a part of this." But you knew, he knew that he was dealing with somebody that was immature, and immature in her thinking that it was okay to continue into this relationship, or to have a relationship with him. Now, sucks to be you if you were too immature to recognize that that was an indecent proposal for him to invite you into his marital home, the marital bed. Sucks to be you, because you still made the choice. 5-year-olds know right from wrong. And if you ask them, is this right or if this is wrong, they're going to say it's wrong, because somebody somewhere down the line has told them there's some right things and there's some wrong things. You knew that those were wrong things. At some point, you have to accept where you went wrong, or you can never go right. So I think in this justice card, part of her justice, and you see the reflection here in the card of the justice card, part of her justice, part of her karma, because that's what justice is about. You give to the universe, you receive from the universe. You get what you put out into the universe. So part of this, part of her karma, and it'll help her, it will help her, is seeing herself now being manipulated, being betrayed by the same energy. That's gonna help her because it will motivate her or encourage her. But she's got to see it with her eyes wide open, not halfway, not uh, mid staff, or she's got to open her eyes, open her energy, open her heart to seeing herself in the mirror, because see, now she's just a reflection of his ex, because he's doing now to her what he did to her ex, to his ex. So that's part of her karma, but her karma will help her if she recognizes it, if she recognizes that. And a lot of you may not agree with me here, but that she was a victim, you know, a victim to this whole ordeal as well. But she doesn't see herself as a victim because she feels like she won the prize, if that makes any sense. But she's got to acknowledge that she just played a role. She just played a role. She didn't win a prize. She was not the prize. She just played a role. What she is in a mature a mature world is a placeholder. And we've seen this with the fact that she will never find herself the only one in a relationship with him. She will never get first chair. She will never be placed when first prize with him, because even more so now than then. Then she had a chance, but what she should have done, if she was going to enter into a relationship with someone who could never be hers, the only way she could have waited was to make him make a choice in the beginning before she spread it wide eagle for him. And I don't mean any shade by that, but he had nothing, at that point he had nothing to lose, because in his mind, he already had a handle on his wife at the time. And for her to enter into this relationship, he had a handle on her too. Because, see, if you really think about it, they both were victims. However, what make you think that he will be loyal to you? And she's finding out that he wasn't, with the betrayal and the trickery and the theft. What would make you think he would be loyal to you if he wasn't loyal to someone that he has committed to publicly and before God? And constantly, I don't care if it is a TV show, he can tell you what he wants. He wanted that woman. He just didn't know how to have that woman. I mean, his wife. He didn't know how to deal. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. He was not a true emperor. He was a page posing as an emperor. And therefore, he he snagged her, but she knew. But let's go back to to his ex-wife. She knew he was a page. That's why she built him up. You know, my mom used to say, never dress a man up for someone else. So when she put in all the effort that she did for him, it was for somebody else, because he knew that he was never ever truly worthy of her. But he wanted her because it looked good and it felt good with the love that she was giving him. Now, when he said, "You weren't taking care of me anymore," who would? Who would take care of somebody who's not taking care of them? So he ceased to take care of her in whatever way that he could, or that was satisfactory to her. So her pulling back, this is his ex-wife, her pulling back was justifiable because, you know, she did a lot of things for him, and it's all played out on television. And but he stopped taking care of her. But that's all that someone like him can see, that what about me and not what about you or what about us. And so I think Arrione Curry is finding that that is the true nature of this man, that he posed for her as an emperor, but he was truly a page. So that was the trickery, that was the theft. He sold her the idea. Now he may have stolen some money, but that selling her of the idea was trickery, and it was theft, because he stole the dream that he promised her. So now that's what's helping her. Her karma. Her karma is what where she would finally see herself in the ex-wife's reflection, and she will see, that this is how he rolls. And if she can, she will move away from it. And I see here in the Seven of Wands in reverse that she doesn't. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't move quickly, as she shows here in the Knight of Wands, that she needs to move quickly in order to build her own empire, to work, to actually work. That she knows, not that she wants to, but that she has to build something for herself. But her challenge is going to be that she's got to sell to the rest of the world that it's okay to trust her again, because she's done some ugly, nasty things. Even if she was doing them under the orders of her master. That was her master. She was allowing her master to place her in the position of trickery and manipulation. And whereas he was doing all of that to her and betraying her, she was portraying his ex-wife. That's the truth that she needs to acknowledge. So under the deck here is the Eight of Cups. She's going to have to walk away. She's going to have to walk away in order to turn this to this direction, because this is her challenge. Her challenge is she is going to find herself even trying to move forward. I understand she's lost some followers. She's gonna continue to lose followers, but what she has to recognize is those followers were built on sand. Those were not people who truly had a love for her. I don't care if they were, some say the side chicks of the world. Everything is gonna come at her. She's going to have to prove. You see these wands coming at her? She's going to find herself on her own island, standing alone as she is here working hard, trying to prove that that she's changed, or that she's walked away, or that she's learned her lesson, or she's a better person, or she's working on herself, because she's going to find it hard to convince people that she's even capable of it if she continues in this fashion of being a flying monkey for her master. She's gonna have a come to Jesus meeting, and she's gonna have thick skin. I see her in this bubble. She's gonna have to develop true thick skin, because she is in her feelings. She should be in her feelings, because she doesn't know what to say, when to say it, excuse me, how to say it. But she's going to have to find her place within herself. She's gonna have to consult her higher self. She doesn't know where to find it, but in doing that, in finding her higher self to consult with, and praying to a true God, not this one, not this one, because that's where her focus is, on satisfying him. But this is not the person she needs to satisfy. She needs to satisfy a higher source. And, consulting with herself. I see this with her meditating. She needs to meditate, because they're going to be coming at her. She's going to have to really stand her grounds. She's going to have to defend everything. She's going to find herself in this where she's going to walk away. She talked about, I recall her talking about anxiety, and this card is showing that she's going to have true anxiety in doing this, because at every angle they're going to come at her. They're going to come at her because no one believes the new you, because you've shown, and this may be in the future. It's now, of course, nobody believes you now, but even in the future of focusing on her own bag, moving away from this betrayal, this trickery, this theft, this, excuse my French, but this fuckery. In order for her to move on from that, she's got to do it at a fast pace, acknowledge and focus on getting her own bag, because he doesn't have it for her. And he's never had it for her. Finding some balance and consulting her higher source, and her higher self, in order to develop go into a bubble of protection. And hopefully she'll be able to redeem herself, but not at the public who's watching. She's gonna, it will be easier, it would be easier for hell to freeze over than for her to find some support from the public who's currently watching, because they don't buy it. Now, I didn't, like I said, one of the reasons I didn't want to do readings for this show is because it is very toxic, and it bothers your energy, it drains you. But because even sitting here, and I'm empathetic, and I can feel what she's going through. I think she needs to recognize that she's not the first person, not the first young fly chick that has endured or has been on the other end of, has been placed in a um, third party relationship. Sometimes by choice and sometimes by force, people are placed into third party relationships. But what they don't do, well, some of them do, by all means they do, but this is dangerous. This is dangerous because what they don't do is blame the wife. Blame the wife for being the wife. Blame the wife for not leaving the relationship. You can't do that. If you're going to play the role, play the role. But never is it okay. But you can't go after the wife. If anything, I could see the wife coming after you, but I wouldn't come off my throne to check a side chick. And I was being nice in saying that. But it's saying it that way. But she's got to acknowledge she was wrong for going after her. She was wrong for allowing him to use her to go after her. She's wrong now for continuing to go after her, for continuing to say what he told her, pillow talk about her or about anybody's relationship. What he said to her was between him and her. But she knew that he lied to her so many times that why would she believe that he was being truthful? Why would she ever believe that he was being truthful? So basically what I'm trying to tell you, Miss Curry, if I can, is run. You see this horse in the background? Jump on it bareback and get the hell out of there. Because, even if you got one foot in and one foot out, honey, take that other foot. Because he's never going to be who you need him to be for you. And from what I understand, that he has moved on, or there was um, some kind of battle allegedly between the two of you, but that was only for him to exit for a second. He'll be back. But you can't let him in, because regardless of whether he's with his ex-wife, you're going to still be judged by it. And your karma is going to be that you just continue to be in that cycle, in that loop, in this bubble, because nobody believes you. Nobody wants to believe you. Nobody believes anything that you're saying. Even those people that are, oh, your hair is pretty, and you have nice hair. I don't really care one thing, but oh, you're so this, you're so that, you're so. They are gaslighting you. You're an attractive person, or you have the ability to be. I don't think that you're unattractive at all. I think you have the ability to be a beautiful young lady. However, with your energy and what comes out of your mouth and your actions, that's what make you unattractive. That's why you get those daggers thrown at you, not because you're a bad bitch. Trust that. And in the words of what was her name, the blogger Gigi, the kitty is not popping like that. Nobody's kitty is, because kitty can pop anywhere, everywhere. And for him, he's proving it, because he's not just popping your kitty. Okay? So, I because I would like to give her some advice. Um, I am, because I feel her anxiety right now. Even though we don't get to see it on camera, I do feel her anxiety, and I am an empathetic reader. And so what I'm going to do is give her. I'm not going to clarify anything, because I think it is what it is. And I just wanted to do a quick read on her, since I wanted to know. But I'm going to see what angels advise her to do. Even if they would even advise, because she's in a bad energy right now. You know what? They don't want to advise, because this is the card. I keep that in there, and they have nothing to say to you right now. And it's funny because I keep seeing the other blank one. There it is again. I'm sorry. They don't want to talk to you right now. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I ever seen that. You know, and that's why I didn't want to do this reading. I didn't, because you have placed yourself and nothing's coming out. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Okay, so in these actually landed on the Justice and the Seven of Wands. These are the things that they want you to know. You know what? This came up once before on a reading for you. I am centered, a wake-up call for you to re-examine your current situation and change the direction of your thoughts so you can raise your vibration to a more positive frequency. I am centered. It landed on this because it's telling you need to get centered in order to and consult your inner self, what I said before, in order to raise your vibration. Because right now you're operating in a very low vibration. So you need to become centered. You need to meditate. And it also says your angels are encouraging you to continue on your life path with diligence and determination, and even greater success will come in the future. Just like I said, you're going to have to focus on your own bag. So 44 and 12, message number 12, that you are a visionary. So creativity is a driving force in your life. Your imagination is rich, and you are able to express your feelings and insights in unique ways that others can benefit from. So there's a story in you, and that story is, you can tell what happened to you, but be truthful in doing this. So you have the potential for moving forward, walking away from it, moving forward, and you have the potential for redemption. But you got to recognize that you want to do it. You can be supported. Your angels are supporting you. I won't say that the current public that's watching is supporting you, but your angels. We all have angels, and we all have spirit guides. Your angels, maybe your ancestors, are supporting you to raise your vibration. And raising your vibration is going within yourself. You need some serious meditation. Try for some serious meditation, and I don't mean any shade. I hope people watch this to the end to really get it. But at first, they had no messages for you at all. No angel messages. I never get that. Look at this. Look at this. I never get blank cards in the angel messages, because there's messages for everybody. but your angels are telling you to center yourself. Say that to yourself, I am centered. And you need to meditate, consult your higher self and your higher source, because they can be supportive of you, but you're going to have to raise your vibration. You have the potential to be a visionary, because you had your little, I'm sorry, not little, I don't want to be condescending, but you had your boutique online. You dress well when you can, or when you were you present well. Let's put it, you can present well. I've seen where you were fashionable, let's put it that way. So you have a vision, and focus on your vision, focus on your own bag, and stop waiting for him to do that for you. This is a different world. This is a different, women are totally different now. There was a time where women had to walk a certain walk, talk a certain talk, because men owned everything. Women were not even allowed to own anything, including a bank account. But that's no longer the case. You have the ability. You have a degree. You have the ability to be something, make something of yourself, and not wait on him to do it. You don't need him. Not just him. I'm not trying to tell you to walk away from whatever relationship you think you have, but you don't need a him. You don't need another person outside of yourself to do things for you. You can walk your own walk, talk your own talk. But you got to be able to do that, and you can't do that without supporters. You can't be on that island by yourself. So in order to get off that island, you're going to have to take accountability. You're going to have to raise your vibration from low or to in the gutter. You got to raise it up to high so your angels can get your vibration. Right now, you're just kind of pissing in the wind, so to speak. But you have two children that you've got to raise your vibration for. You have two children that you need to raise your vibration for. And if you're not going to do it for anybody, you need to do it for them. And maybe you need to take a step off of step back from social media. And I'm saying that only because when you are you'll find yourself always on the defense, as we saw in the Seven of Wands in reverse. So you're gonna always find yourself on the defense. You're gonna find yourself saying some things that will further dig your hole. Every time that you open your mouth, even though it may sound good in your head, when it comes out all wrong. So you're going to have to find, you're going to have to do some alone time. You're going to have to go into hermit mode and reflect on what you've done and try to improve from that, because karma does not miss. And karma could be good, but I don't see karma as good for you right now. But it doesn't miss. And when it comes down heavy. So that may just be like you're gonna be in court, and it may balance out for you. But your challenge is raising your vibration. You have to raise your vibration. You cannot be low vibrational. It's a vibe all the time. Shout out to Krishan Rock. So I am going to, I don't know if you're going to make it to the end of this video, but I like to give, I like to allow you to do a yes, no. So think of a question in your head, a yes, no question. It's kind of like a free reading. So think of your question. I'm going to give three decks three piles. So these will be pile A, pile B, pile C. So go ahead and think of a yes/no question. I normally do these on other reads, not necessarily the Love and Marriage Huntsville reads. Okay. I didn't even turn my light on. I've been forgetting this. Three cards. Three piles. Just one today. I'm still kind of under the weather. Okay. So if you chose pile A, the answer to your yes/no question is a yes. And it will come in with speed. If you chose pile B, the answer to your yes/no question is a yes. New beginnings. Very good. If you chose pile C, the answer to your question is a yes. And it's the right decision. Okay? That concludes the reading for today. I thank you for spending this time with me. And remember to subscribe to the channel. I'm Mona Me. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next reading.